What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Vanslap. Here it is. Another episode of the South American Tour, episode 23. That is right. I get it right this time. Don't ask what's going on with your hair. It is all over the place today. But with that being said, it is a transfer special. And like I mentioned last episode, we could be looking for a brand new club as well. Anything can happen. You guys need to watch the video and see what happens. Run that intro. Welcome back, folks, to the transfer special. I guess it's a transfer special. Well, like I said in the last episode, we are looking to potentially finding a new club as well. Some good news, though, when it comes to Club Atlético Peñarol, is they've given me a lot more money to play with this season. 4.6 million is what I have in the budget. They've also increased my wage budget to 216,000, which is absolutely brilliant to see. And yeah, I've kind of mapped out a squad that I have in mind. Now, there is some news on the job front, and that is that I have applied for one job. I just don't think I am going to get it, and that is the job for Santos FC. Once upon a time, the home of Pele, Zito. I think Neymar was at Santos as well. He's not, here he is, icon player. Some Coutinho, Rafael Cabral. They've produced some of the most amazing players in Brazil history. They have a budget of 9.3 million and a current profit of 12.75 million. They are making a lot of money. They finished 7th in the Brazilian league, which means they will be getting Copa Libertadores regulations. But they have to go through a qualifier to get there, which is going to be very interesting in order for that, depending on the cup winners. I don't know, but they apparently going to get things. So it is a club I've opted for, even if they don't have Libertadores this season. I feel like this might be a much better suited squad for me, trying to achieve that Libertadores thing. And it also gives me an opportunity to go into Brazil and try my luck in Brazil. I've never actually managed in Brazil before. I have managed once in Argentina. That's the only South American country that I've actually managed before the save. So I think Brazil could be an interesting one. But until I actually get an interview and they actually want to speak to me, we're going to treat this as a Peñarol transfer special. And the team that I have mapped out to start off, you'll notice one exception in there, and that is Lucas Mineiro is going to go drop to the bench. He is 32 years old, so we need to start looking at potentially other players that can step up and really step into that role that he needs to be in. I just maybe might need to find someone else. The one guy that could easily fit into there is Araucochea, and if we just compare the two of them, you'll see they are very similar mold, except for the aerial ability of Araucochea. I mean, you feel like he could develop into that type of player, but I don't really. I prefer him playing more as a playmaker. He's got more of the attributes for the playmaker, so that is an option. Elsewhere in the squad, one player that I'm umming and ahhing if I want to keep him. He is on a lot of money, 10,250. 10,250 pounds per week. It's a lot of money for a very good defender. Don't get me wrong. Only issue that I have with him is that he is running up on age. And I feel like we've got better defenders in the youth academy that can be produced and become a little bit better. Guys like Federico, I mean, he looks like he could be a world-class defender at 19 years old. I mean, even if we compare the two of them right now, Fernandez is a little bit better. Fangazal, what's his name? Where is he? Fernandez. There he is. I don't know, call him Fangazal, but you can see Federico is catching up to him quite quickly. So I think maybe in a season or two, Federico could be the number one player to in there. Julio Rivera, another option can play both left and right. He's more of a left-footed player than Federico is, but I feel like the two of them could easily step up into that role. I have put him as the first team, so I'm not going to actively try and sell him, but if we do get an offer, we will obviously get him. Elsewhere, I'm going to try and see if I can get these guys into the squad. Youngsters that you probably haven't seen. Daniel Payne, the Australian, that went out on loan almost immediately. He's come back, and he looks like a very good attacking midfielder as a backup option to Gonzalez. Elsewhere, Marco Gillane as a right back. He looks absolutely brilliant. Rosso is someone that I might consider selling as well if we do get a decent offer at 31 years old. I mean, he's still improving, which is absolutely remarkable for a 31-year-old. A late developer, I'm guessing. Doesn't have it on there, so... But I mean, a natural fitness of 15 shows that he is capable, more than capable of doing that. But again, if I get an offer for him and it's a decent enough offer, close to the 1.6 million, I probably will sell him. We do have Corbo who can fit in there, and he's just as good, if not better, currently than Rosso. And like I said, we've got Galen as well. And then also on the bench, Nicholas Alonso, a young left-back option. I don't really want to start him just yet. I think another season on loan might be very good for him. But with that being said, I am going to need a backup left-back option because I just think Mario Garcia is not that option, and we'll probably try and look to sell him. Won't get much for him, unfortunately, but he could be on the list. And then another centre-back that I'm looking, he is probably one that I'm going to maybe loan out for another season or two. If we sell Fernandez, then I'll keep him as the backup option on that one-hand side, and then play maybe for Rico or Rivera in there if we don't manage to find a replacement. Elsewhere, I've listed all these players right here as potential selling, except for Barbosa. All of these guys are on the chopping block. We've got Mario Garcia, Maximo Alonso, Martin Silva, Iojan Perez. Just feel like at 22 now he is done. He's not going to get any better. And I think Eric Ochea at 18 has already surpassed him. Larzabal wants to leave the club, so he can be on his way. Oliveira, Gonzalez, Pinheiro. Leonardo Pinheiro is one player that you probably never heard of. Never really used him. Great physicals, nothing else though. Very much a natural winger. We don't use winger. Kevin Davies, a decent little American striker. I just don't think he's got, at the moment, anything to add to the team. And Mateus De Leon, another centre-back, which I just feel like we don't need another centre-back. So all of these guys will be off and out. Now, you must have noticed that, and I have been rejecting that idea for quite some time. There's a couple of offers on Gonzalez. Yeah, Franco Gonzalez. What's it? 2 Saudi teams and a Qatari team are interested in him. There's a Brazilian team interested in him. Another Qatari team, and 2 more Saudi teams. The 3 teams have made offers. 2.3 million is the highest bid for him at the moment. I'll be honest, I'm hoping to get closer to about 4 or 5 million for him, possibly even more. I'm going to try and negotiate them. I'm going to pick the lowest one out of the deals to try and negotiate, because most of them, 2.8 is the best one, 1.9 rising to 2.8. But we're going to go for this offer. And I'm going to see if I can get more money out of these guys, because ideally I kind of want 4 million. You go 3.4 and then rising to, what's it, 20 games and 20%. Will they take that? They will negotiate down to 1.4. Kind of want 4 million, guys. They'll take that. 2.5. Okay. What can we negotiate this guy to? He's on 4 million. Maybe 4.3 overall. And we'll take 4.3. If I try the last one, can we go to 4.5 for him? They'll take 4.5. I'm going to reject these ones. I can't reject them now, can I? Damn it. I thought I can reject them. All right, so anything between 4 to 4.5 million, Gonzalez is going to go. There's no way I'm going to keep him because I know if I reject those offers, he's going to want to leave. He's already shown that he wants to leave the club. You can see wants to leave due to interest that he has shown in him. There's no way I can keep him at the club, and he's just going to become a bit of a problem. We do have Daniel Payne who can fill in that position. I probably will look to find someone new and use Daniel Payne as a backup option. I think that might be the play. I do have someone in mind. Only issue is they don't want to come to me at the moment, and that is Steven Kobane, a South African center attacking midfielder. I like the look of him. As an advanced playmaker, he looks like he could be very good, despite just his dribbling and his vision, which, I mean, can work on his own 19. I do like the looks of him, but he has absolutely zero interest in traveling abroad at the moment. So he's stuck at Kaizer Chiefs for the foreseeable future. So it's going to be hard to lose him, but I mean, I just can't keep him, unfortunately, as much as I'd love to keep him in and around the club. And I mean, he has been an absolute servant for us. It's going to be difficult to keep him. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go scout. Well, while looking at my scouts, I found Alan Sosa here, who I feel is pretty much a carbon copy of Franco Gonzalez. And there's an argument to say that he's a little bit better than Franco. And he's for free. So I think if we do sell Franco, I think this is the man that we will be looking at to bring in. I mean, physically, he's a lot better than Franco Gonzalez. Franco Gonzalez has always had terrible physicals, but I mean, this guy's actually just better, isn't he? I think either way, I'm going to bring him in anyway. I think he's an amazing Sam. How much does he want, though? That is the question. You'll be an attacking midfielder. Woo! 16,000 pounds and a release clause. I'm not giving you that release clause. That's we can try and negotiate. We can negotiate. We can negotiate. I'm willing to give you 13. We'll give you a little bit more on the signing on bonus. Maybe make it 700. We'll try and bribe the agent with 62. 2 years is fine. Team of the year bonus. Why not? 220k. You've earned it. Seasonal landmarks. We can increase these a little bit. 10 goals and assists. We'll give you 94k. And then 15 goals and assists. You'll get 47k. I mean, he's just kept the same amount. He hasn't rejected anything. No. Come on. This is negotiation. You give me a lower offer. 13.5. Agent can get an extra 1,000. Your parents' fee, I can put it up to 4.5. Team of the year bonus can go to 2 more. Unused sub can go more. We'll make it 2k. Goal and assist, make it 100k. Make this 50k. He's happy with that. He is happy with that. That is a good offer. That is a very, very good offer. He was another guy that I did have a look at, it was Bruno Zappelli over here. He was probably going to be my second choice, but then I found Sousa for free. And I mean, that's no brainer. But he could actually be Minero's replacement. Don't really need that defensive ability, do we? I mean, he could be a good Monero replacement for long term. It would take up one of my slots. Who's he wanted by Sakera? This is another guy that I had looked as a potential replacement for Gonzalez. He didn't look great, Mateus Arajo. I am actually aware that Sousa's another international foreign player. Okay, anyway, I'm going to keep looking, going to find someone as a center mid option, and we still do need a left back option as well as a backup option. And then, any other luxuries we find, okay. Right, I am back with some interesting news. I managed to reject all the other offers because we have an offer for 5.75 million overall. So what I am going to do, and I'm going to just try my absolute luck here. I'm going to try and offer him out at 6 million, 6.5 million. Let's say 6 million. Let's see if we get 6 million for him, for Franco Gonzalez. The more money I can milk out of this, the better it is for our finances as well. The little profit thing is not great, but I mean, we are 20 million in positive, 4.6 million. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Other news is Rivero, by the way, is out for 3 months for the start of the season. So, yeah, he'll be missing basically the chunk of the opening season, which is not ideal. We've got an offer for Alonso, 500,000. He's worth 500,000. Yep, we'll accept that. Silva, 34k. That is what I want. I was thinking probably not going to get more than that, so we'll just accept both of those. These are type of players I just want to offload as much as possible. That's rising to 53. I was hoping for 50, so I'll take that for him. And then these 7 players, no one is made offers for them. I think I might have to transfer list them. We'll try that now in a bit. Well. We've got an interview with Santos, guys. We have an interview with Santos. Let's do the interview. All right, let's get to it. Can you ease our concerns that you've never previously managed in this country? The fact that I've experienced in various other countries should hopefully make up for the fact that I'm yet to work here. Yeah, let's go for that. Your managerial experience lacks variety in our opinion. Can you tell me why you've only worked with a small selection of teams? I've shown loyalty to every club that I've been into. Why do you want to leave your current job after doing so much good work there? Time for me to take the next step, and hopefully that can be here. I think that's it. Some people might be inclined to say that you're taking something of a risk by what has to be considered a safe job and looking to make the job and altogether to a bigger challenge. What was the thought process behind your decision? I mean, I don't really have an... Let's just go with this. There aren't many differences between the two. How do you plan to handle responsibilities that come with managing a club and a national team at the same time? I'm confident in my abilities. I can handle both. You would be potentially replacing someone who was very much liked the fans. How do you feel about that? My relations to the fans is clear to see. They always love me. They have always loved me. How do you feel about working with Alexandro Gallo? I mean, his negotiating isn't great, but I barely use the director of football, so I'll be happy to work with him, whatever. Won't get rid of him. We understand the importance of having a right backroom staff in place. And you know what? I don't want to change anything. As it is, it's fine. I agree to that. Work within a wage budget and grow the club's reputation. We can do that. If I would be challenged for the Copa Bridgestone Libertadores qualification, do you think you can do better than that? If given the job, I can take the team while beyond the proposed expectation of and win the league title. No. If given a job, I would do the slightly better than expected me in challenging the league title. You know, we'll just say we'll agree to that. What do you think of the proposed budget of 5.76 million to get the job done? I agree. And we'll give me the funds to get there. And 610 wage budget. Oh, you love to see things like that. Nothing else I want to talk about. We've done the interview. It's in God's hands now. Gonzalez could be out at the end of contract. I didn't realize that a lot of these guys that I'd offered out were at the end of contract. Velez has now jumped into Alan Souza. Oh, where did they finish? 28th. I mean, okay, the release season just started. Where did they finish last season? They finished 9th. So they don't have Copa Libertadores. Hopefully Sosa is persuaded for me to join that. Guerrero are still the only team that hasn't interested in Gonzalez, by the way, out of all the others. But I think he'll probably end up going to a Saudi or Qatari team. Well, this is an interesting one. Because Cincinnati have offered me just under shy of $1 million for Lucas Mineiro at 32 years old. We'll be going to America. Feel like I need to take this. Feel like he's good. But at 32, like how much more can we get out of him? What if we try and make it to $1 million? Give me 1 million exactly. Yeah, they'll take that. I feel like I have to do that, guys. It's just one of those. I mean, he has been absolutely brilliant for us in the midfield. I mean, 10 assists, 6 goals last season. Season before that, on his debut, 13 goals, 4 assists, 4 man of the matches. The decline is there, isn't it? It's there to see. And I just don't think at 32, turning 33, he could be that much better. I mean, he's been around the world, hasn't he? He's been in Japan, he's been in Portugal, back to Brazil, played in Belgium for a little bit, Uruguay. He's a good player. He's a very good player, but I feel like it is the end of the era for the Lucas Mineiro era. We're still looking for that centre mid option. I am scouting a few guys. Nothing has come up too great yet. Well, this is interesting to say the least. Gonzalez has rejected both contracts. One from Al Batin in Saudi and the other one being Al Duhali in Qatar. I did offer him out at 6 million. No one wanted. My cat is getting involved again. No one wanted to sign him, which is quite interesting, to say the least. Okay, cat. Oh my God, a little more fishy. I'm waiting for someone to make an offer. In other news, though, we have sold 3 players. Michael Oliveira has gone to Coquimbo Unido, playing in Chile First Division. There you go, 60,000. Eugen Perez has moved to Alianza Universidad of Peru. And Martin Silva has gone to Universidad de Chile, also playing in the First League of Chile. So 3 big signings leaving the club. It's added a little bit of money to our transfer kitty. Not much, about 100,000 compared to all 3 of them combined, which isn't bad. And Lucas Mineiro is going to leave the club. The retention, though, 275. That's all we get going into our transfer kitty. But unfortunately, it had to be done. Lucas Mineiro, as good as he is at 32 years old, I just don't think he is going to be getting any better. And we lost Sosa. He's gone to Velez. 19.25 thousand a week. I can't compete with that, hey? I really, really can't compete with that. All right, so back to the drawing board, although it doesn't look like we'll be needing Sosa if Gonzalez does stay. While looking at left backs, I did find this guy, German Oliveira, who looks like a very, very accomplished left back. And if we just compare him to Ryan, who's our first team left back, he's not miles far behind, is he? And at 18 years old, I think he could develop into a decent little left back. So I'm going to make an offer for him. Is he interested in coming? He is interested in coming. Good. Let's make an offer. Let's make that offer. Not national team transfer. Make an offer. 1.2 million is his release fee. We'll make that offer and we'll see how much he wants. 1.2 to 1.8 is brilliant. I'm in fact going to give you a little bit more because I kind of want him to be here. So we'll give you 2.4 and then we'll make it a 3-year contract. And we're not going to give you a yearly wage increase because that's just ridiculous. And he's happy with that. I think we might have made our first signing in a transfer special. We've been doing this for almost 2 weeks now in game, and we haven't signed a single player. Other news, though, people are still linking with Gonzalez. Maximo Alonso is out of the club as well, selling off a few more players and getting closer to reaching it. Oh my goodness, I just saw it. I just saw it. Santos have approached me. Santos have approached me. This is a big step, guys. This is a huge step for us. It is something that I feel needs to be done. It looks like a squad that's quite aged by the looks of it. But it is a squad that we can work with. We've got the money to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I know the board want to discuss my future. I'm not even going to bother speaking to them. I'm just going to start negotiating. You know, 3.5. What am I currently on? 3,600. What's my current wage? Actually, I haven't even checked this ever. I don't even think anybody ever checks their current wage. What am I on? How do I check my current contract details? There we go. I'm on 1,200. It expires in 6 months' time, by the way. My contract. That's a huge increase for me as well. We're going to do it. And I get some money if I win stuff. I'm going to do it. Finalize the deal. We're going to Santos, guys. We're going to Santos. I'm sorry, board. I know you wanted to speak to me. You're unhappy that I sold some players. I feel like I've left you guys in a good enough spot where it's going to be good enough. But there is a new era in the Argerys household. It is going to Santos. Many heated debate. Even my cat's excited. Look at him. You excited? No, he's not excited. He doesn't care. He's just trying to get comfy. But there we go. We are the manager of Santos Football Club in Brazil. Huge lineage. They play at the CT Rei Pelé Stadium. Superb training facilities, great youth facilities, exceptional youth recruitment. This is where we want to be. There's training grounds called the Rei Pelé. We play at the Villa Belmiro. Built in 1916, 21,000 capacity. Bit smaller stadium than we're currently at. But I feel like this could be absolutely brilliant for us. 4-star reputation, so 1 star more than what we're currently at. Media prediction of 7th. We've got huge thing here. That's what they normally play with. I'll have a look at the squad and make adjustments accordingly. Let me just settle in. Let me do all this stuff, confirm everything. We'll be back in a moment with a full breakdown of the squad and everything that needs to do. When does the season start in Brazil? That's what we need to check. Starts in 2 days' time. Right. 2 days' time. That's when the season starts. We're going to be thrown right into it. Now, I need to figure this all out because this is not the regular season, the Campeonato Paulista Sicardi. This is a cup competition. All right, I need to go do some investigations and stuff because yeah, it says Serie A. So that's the start of the actual season. Is the Serie A, right? There's a lot of football in Brazil. And then there's the Copa do Brasil, which is another competition. You play 2 legs. I think this is just a little cup competition. Or maybe teams in the area, by the looks of it. Can you not? Sir, can you not? All right, I'm going to go do some research. I'll be back in a moment with a full roundup of the squad and everything in between. Any ongoing negotiations. They are trying to sign Jorge Morel. Or they're trying to sell Jorge Morel. I'm going to go look at everything before I make any of these cancellations or whatever case is, case in points. Let's get into it. Give me a moment. All right, guys, I have looked at the squad. This is the team that I think is potentially going to be our starting lineup. The way I'm going to do it is just going to break it down individually for you guys in their respective positions. I think that'll be the easiest to do so. So just take off all of those guys. So in terms of goalkeeping, we have 2 very good goalkeepers. I haven't looked at the youth sides yet. I will have a look at them in a bit. But you've got João Paulo and Breno, both very good goalkeepers. João Paulo slightly better, slightly older. Doesn't make a difference, not particularly in this essence. I mean, I'm happy with the way it looks, so I will go with João Paulo in goals. In terms of the defense, we can have a look at the central defenders. We'll look at them first. There is a bit of a lack of central defenders in the squad. There's a couple of right backs and left backs who can play centre back, but I wouldn't really trust them playing in the centre back position. So we're going to go start with João Basso here, 31-year-old Brazilian Italian. Still very good, not too bad. And then we're also going to go with Matheus Lusardi, the 25-year-old, who, if there is a weak link in the defense, it's him. I think his physicals are very good, but his technicals are a little bit concerning, especially when it comes to the technique and his first touch, especially with the ball-playing defenders that I like to use. And then as a backup option, we've got Jar, who I feel could potentially be a little bit better than our man in Lutardo, but I want to give Lutardo a little bit more of a run. Lusardi. I just think he's a good player, and I think the physicals kind of won me over. We don't have another good centre-back that can fill in that position. In terms of right back, we have Correa, who's going to play in there. He can also play centre back, but you can see centre back positions when we look at when we put it on ball playing. You can see the composure, concentration, bravery. It's not great. His jumping reach is not great. His headering is not great. Other than being a pace merchant, he's not really suited to play in the center back position. As a wing back on support, though, he is absolutely brilliant. Other than the concentration, everything else just ticks the right boxes where you want him to play. So he will be starting as the backup right back position. We are looking for a backup right back because the two that we have in the squad, one is Danilo Boza, who I just don't see a world where he's playing. He'd probably be as a backup for now because we start in 2 days' time. And then Anderson Arroyo, who is quite a versatile player, but I think I'm going to keep him as like Mr. Utility. So if you remember Peñarol, we had Castillo. I think Arroyo will be that guy, possibly being our second backup defender that we're looking for, the number 4 spot as the option. On the left-hand side, we are looking a little bit better in terms of personnel, and starting in that one will be Keverson over here. He looks absolutely beast. He was transfer listed, and I don't know why, because he looks absolutely brilliant. To get dribbling and crossing of 12 and 13 in a player is absolutely insane. He's so good, and his understudy is going to be a youngster in Emmanuel Liete Ribeiro, who, I mean, is just as good. His dribbling's a little bit worse, but I mean, his physicals and his mentals are maybe even better than Keverson over there. So those are the two that will be in the defense. In the midfield, we are a little bit short in terms of players that can really fill in those positions. And you'll notice that my sentiments, when I click on them, they don't pop up. Okay, they're on the left-hand side. There we go. That's what I should have done. So these are our sentiments. We're going to go with Sandri, who was also transfer listed. I'm not sure why. Probably not the greatest player, but I feel as a central midfielder, he is quite capable of doing that. With Thiago Meyer being the ball-playing, deep-lying playmaker, I think he's brilliant. 31 years of age, a little bit older side, but I think he can definitely do the job. Radley will be the backup centre mid option. I feel like he can do the job when called upon. Not going to be a starter, but can call the job when need to. And then Igor Cesar, a young 20-year-old, as a deep-lying playmaker, he can develop into something absolutely amazing. I mean, even as a central midfielder, he's very good, and he can play both sides. So that is a huge, huge boost for us. And then in the attacking midfield role, we've got two very good standout players that I like. Miguel Terracos. Now, if you remember Miguel Terracos, if you've watched my channel, you remember we did the LA Galaxy rebuild. He was one of the guys that was in that team and stood there, not in our team, sorry, in the Monaco, was it the Monaco Youth Challenge? Where he was one of those players that just managed to stay forever at our squad. I think we bought him from like Ajax or something. Came from Santos apparently, but he is one of those guys that has just been around. I remember his name. I can't remember which save it was. It was either the Monaco Youth Challenge or the LA Galaxy rebuild. One of the two where he was in the squad and he was absolutely brilliant for us. Caused a bit of problems. Was even Emiga. Emiga was one of the players involved as well. I remember the two of them. They were always fighting over game time, but he is a very good attacking midfielder. He will be starting, and his little understudy in the attacking midfield will be Juan Marcias of Ecuador. He looks very, very good, and I like the fact that he can play on the left and the right if need be. His stamina is a bit low, but at 23, I think he's not a bad option to have. And then in terms of the left-hand side on the attacking midfielder side, we've got the likes of Mateus Martins, 25-year-old Brazilian, looks very good. Average pace everywhere along the board. And then his understudy is going to be, not Cesar, rather, Stiletto here, Jefferson Stiletto, a player with 73 caps under his belt for Venezuela. Very good player, very versatile, can play left, right, center, and attacking. I like the look of him. I think he could do very, very well for us. And then up front, going with one striker, and I know you guys are going to say, when I show you the formation, Mateus Martinez, Caio Jorge, going to be, if we remember Caio Jorge, he was also in one of my old saves that I did once upon a time. Very good striker. I'm expecting a lot of goals from him this season. Only scored 9 last season and 11, but I'm expecting a little bit more from him this season. And then Rodrigo Cesar is the understudy, who I'm expecting a couple of goals from him as well. this season. So just to give you a quick breakdown of how the tactic is looking, that is how we're going to line up. Kind of a 4-2-3-1 formation, but don't think it's a bad option to have in the squad. And then just some other key players that are just in and around the squad. Tabata, Tulio, Boza, Marcelos, Morai, Profeta, and Rodrigo. I'm probably going to look at getting out Rodrigo. I'm going to look at loaning him out. That is ideal. He looks like a very good. In fact, I want to do this before I forget. Loan him out. And then all the unregistered players will be registered at some point. There's a few guys, so with the different competitions, some have restrictions, some don't. But I'd expect the first team, at least, all these guys to be registered. Bruno Tabata probably won't be registered. He will stay unregistered, and one of these guys will probably go out. And then some transfer news. Jorge Morel could be out of the squad. There is a bid from him from Atletico Nacional. They're interested in signing him. He was transfer listed. I looked at him. Didn't really fit in my squad. He wasn't a really good midfielder that I was looking for. But we are looking for a centre-back. And what I'm going to do, because this video is probably running a little bit longer than I thought it was going to run, and there is a game coming up, I'm going to end the video here because the game is in 2 days' time. I've got a few more other things that I need to sort out, like the registration and where we're at. And then tomorrow, we've got our first game in Brazil. We're excited for that. Well, there you have it, folks. A brand new club to start off a new season. We're heading to Brazil, and we got Santos. That's right. Epic Santos is in the building. Hopefully it's a good one. Leave a comment if you agree with this. If you don't agree with it, leave a comment as well. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, tell your parents, grandparents, lovers, and haters to join in on the fun. Your boy, the Vazslup, is out of here. Peace. Chicken grease.